So there's been a couple updates to the motorized Apollo from Inovativ, now with hydraulic brakes.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, Graham Ayler-Sheldon here from CineD.com. Welcome back to our continuing coverage from NAB 2024. I'm joined by Pat here in the Inovativ booth to talk about the new motorized Apollo. Now, last year we got to see the prototype version of this, right?
Absolutely, yes. We showed you the prototype, and since then we've done a couple adjustments, a couple improvements, the integration of the hydraulic brakes, and now everything is fully ready. We've done a couple small changes that a lot of people wouldn't know, but it's ready to rock and roll. So people can't really be searching for foot brakes. They need to have something up towards where their hands are, where they're controlling the workstation. So we went back to the drawing board, basically integrated a hydraulic brake system into the motorized wheels. So what that does is it allows us to have full control of the car, both up the ramp with the motorized side of it, but then also you can control the weight coming down with the brakes, one-handed on both applications, which is great.
And Pat, the brakes are rated for the same overall weight capacity. I remember from last year, it's a few 100 pounds. What is it actually?
Technically, it's 1,200 pounds. So the workstation is payload capacity of 1,200 pounds. And yes, the brakes are rated for that. The motorized system is rated for that as well. And I can, of course, give you a demonstration of how easy it is to, this right now is 400 pounds. So this is a third of the weight, but of what the payload capacity is, but very, very easy to control.
I mean, yeah, look, walk us through it. I can't wait to see this in action.
Yeah, so what we have here is the throttle. Nothing changed there. I have it in forward motion right now. It's a feathered throttle, which means that I can control it very easily at any kind of speed.
Feathering, so it's not jerky, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not jerky. And again, I'm pushing 400 pounds, no problem. This is just very easy, but of course I can speed that up as much as I need to for walking speed. Again, what I have now that I didn't have last year is the hydraulic brake system, which is fully integrated. It has an emergency brake system on here as well. So if I pull that lever down, click that up. So then I can, again, pull this off. And now I can control this very easily. I'm going to let the wheels kind of
spin back around
over. And again, now I'm just controlling this one-handed, no problem. And the reason why the motorized Apollo is even here is because we had a lot of users transporting heavy gear through large areas like campuses as an example. So universities, things like that, where you might have an array of different people utilizing the cart of all different sizes of weight, capability, and they have to, manage the same amount of weight across this campus. So the motorized system gives that ergonomic equality where, you can push it, you can move all the gear, you can safely handle it, and it really helps to support that side of it.
A couple questions. So can I buy the sort of motorized system on its own, or is it, joined together with the Apollo?
Right now it's specific to the Apollo. And the reason we did that is because the Apollo is the strongest cart that we make. And we wanted it to be a part of the strongest cart we make to be able to push the most weight as well. So right now it's only for the Apollo.
Okay, if I have an Apollo right now, can I trade in my Apollo and for some kind of credit towards a motorized Apollo?
Technically, no, but we have a motorized upgrade, which is you can buy the base of the motorized Apollo. So instead of buying the cart like it is here, you can just buy the base, which is the four wheels and the bottom shelf. And then the user would, one reason why we do that is because there are a lot of complexities within the design. And what we don't want people doing is getting the components and building it themselves, right? So we present that to them, fully turnkey. All they do is they take their post off their old Apollo, their top shelf, and now they have another cart. The advantage of that is they can always go back to a normal Apollo if they needed to go travel, be super collapsible, or what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll just make it more compact, break it down.
Exactly, yeah. That's why we like that, is because it gives them the best experience of what we were trying or what we are intending on with the design.
Now, last year I remember that you were, because it was in the prototype phase, you weren't able to talk too much about sort of the battery side of this. So, we'll get a shot of the drawer down below, but can you tell me just overall battery life, time to full charge? Because I know with, 1,200 pounds, I'm on the side of a mountain. I want to time that charge out very specifically, right?
Yeah, so there's a couple of variables to that too, right? In terms of life, technically you could go up to 40 miles if you were just on flat ground. But the things that are going to change that are certainly temperature, how much weight you're pushing, the type of environment you're on.
Yeah, incline.
And that's going to deplete your battery faster than 40 miles, right? But in terms of time to charge, it's about 5 to 6 hours from zero depletion to 100. So, because you're only just going from 110 out or 110 through the charger.
I mean, I guess the key point being, it'll last the entirety of the 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour shoot day, right? Which is what?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you were full throttle, it would go 15 hours. So if you're full throttle for 15 hours straight, again, that doesn't go very fast. It goes walking speed. So it's not depleting it very fast.
I mean, I will say I'm going to need to see an Instagram video of you doing that for 15 hours.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah.
Okay, and then overall price point for now the motorized Apollo.
So the upgrade starts at $10,000, $99.49, and then a turnkey system like this is $12,495. So it is pricey. We understand that. Fully integrated system. Really, you get the best of a motorized system, the integration, power integration, all that kind of. One thing we didn't talk about was the power integration as well, distribution of power. So in terms of charging the system, there's 4 ports in the back, and then of course you have USB-C and USB. And then when you unplug, it's going to stop charging. You're not going to have access to those outlets. They're going to lose power, but the battery is going to be operating the motorized wheels.
What kind of, it's interesting. So you have a lot of power solutions. And when I think about a cart with a lot of different power solutions, I'm like, okay, maybe like DIT, camera department, but you're also able to take just an incredible amount of weight. So I'm just interested who you think like the perfect user on set is for this, because it does seem to have a few user possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of DITs that this applies to. But yeah, anybody that has a lot of equipment like that. So DITs, it kind of comes to mind first and foremost, lighting technicians, lighting controllers, things like that. Anything that's like a really heavy rack mounted stuff. I was actually talking to a Steadicam guy actually as well yesterday who has a 400-pound Ranger cart, which is one of our older carts. And I told him, I said, this is 400 pounds. Why don't you push it around? And he was blown away, which is how easy it was. And that was a Steadicam operator. So it just really depends. Everybody has their own workflow.
So just so I understand the pricing more specifically, $10,000 for the upgrade. But what if I just buy it without the upgrade part of it?
Straight up, like fully motorized Apollos, $12,495.
So Pat, I understand you have about 400 pounds of weight already on this. So I'm going to add a couple 100 pounds of weight and we'll just demo this. I'll try it out.
Sure. Absolutely. Jump on.
Okay. So again, this is a really beautiful cart. I'm going to be very careful with this. All right, here we go. All right. So let's see here. Payload. We still have, like 600 pounds.
Yeah, so let me pull it back so I can change the wheel direction here. Okay, here we go. You ready? Effortless. Then again, access to the brake.
All right. So I'm here chilling at the top.